What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to successfully wholesale real estate in a declining economy and in a declining real estate market. Make sure you stick around to the very end of the video because these tips that I go over in this video are going to be very beneficial to you in this market when we're heading into a recession. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so that way you know how to navigate and pivot through this ever-changing real estate market. Also, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But other than that, let's get right into the video. Alright, so that's right. In today's video, I'm going to be covering how you can navigate, pivot, and adapt in this changing real estate market so that way you can stay a successful wholesaler. Now, first let's cover what's going on in the market and why things are changing. So obviously we're at all-time high inflation due to all the money, all the stimulus that was pumped into the economy during COVID. And now the Fed is trying to pull back that inflation, pull money out of the marketplace as quickly as possible, and they're doing this by raising interest rates. The Fed has been raising interest rates by 0.5 or 0.75 every single month, which is really extreme hikes in interest rates. And so that's why we're seeing all the slowdown, all the different changes in the real estate market, right? We're seeing tons more inventory on the market. We're seeing days on market for active listings be triple. You know, it's taking properties 120 days on the market to sell when before, a few months back, properties were getting multiple offers day one on the market. They were getting offers over asking price, and now things have taken a 180-degree turn due to the interest rate hikes. Now, how do these interest rate hikes and how does these high interest rates affect the real estate market? What does it exactly do? So before, interest rates were around 2, 3, 4%, which is a very low interest rate, which is really good. And that means your money goes a lot longer, right? You're able to afford a payment on a way more expensive house because the interest rate is low, so the payment will cost you less every single month. And so a way more expensive house is in the budget for a lot more people. Now that rates have risen, people's buying power has shrunk. They no longer can afford that $800,000 house. Now, because of interest rates, they probably can only afford a, $300,000, $400,000 house because interest rates have doubled. Now they can't afford a monthly payment on an $800,000 house. So people have been pushed out of the market because their buying power is gone. And that being said, in a market like Phoenix, Arizona, where the median home value is over $450,000 per house, that's the median value, how are you going to be able to afford a house, right? If interest rates are this high and the median value is that high, you can't. So that's why a lot of people are in a bind and they're not buying houses because they can't afford it due to the rates. So that's one thing we're seeing in the market. Now here's another thing that's really affecting us wholesalers that we can directly see. We're seeing a ton of people flood to the market to sell their property because they want to get their equity out of their house and sell their property for a profit before the market goes down even more. They're trying to collect that profit, collect that equity out of their asset before values continue to decline. So people are flooding to the market. This is creating a lot more inventory on the market as well. We're seeing double, if not triple or more inventory on the market than we've seen for the past year and a half. And so common economics, right? Supply and demand. If there's tons of supply, that's not good because there's not enough demand to keep up with that supply, and then the supply keeps rising, and then values drop because there's not enough demand and there's more supply. So that is what we're seeing. Another thing we're seeing, which is really making it challenging for us wholesalers, is sellers don't want to sell. A lot of sellers are sitting pretty in their property at a 3% interest rate, and they don't want to sell because they're going to have to go get a 6-7% interest rate on whatever they purchase, and their payment is going to be way more than what they're currently paying. So it does not make sense for them to move. So those are the problems right now, okay? We've got that problem where sellers don't want to sell because it doesn't make sense. Their payment's going to be more on their new property. And then we also have buyers. Our issue with buyers don't want to buy because the real estate market is declining at a constant rate. It's been declining in Arizona 2.5% per month, month over month in value. So buyers don't want to buy because there's a lot more risk that when they're fixing up this property and fix and flipping it, that the value is going to decline while they're working on it, and then they're going to lose money. So it's making everything more risky. Also, for fix and flippers and for our buyers, their money costs them more. When interest rate goes up, if they're getting loans to purchase these properties, their interest rate's higher. So their money cost is higher now too. So sellers don't want to sell, and sellers don't want to be reasonable, and buyers don't want to buy, and they don't want to buy for a reasonable price. It creates this thing where we're like butting heads, and it's very hard to get deals done. So yes, it is more challenging to wholesale real estate right now, somewhat. But it also is going to be very, very good in the near future. You know, down the line, a few months down the line, we're looking at tons of amazing opportunities as a wholesaler. So it's important to grind it out in this business, stay in business, and find deals and put deals together in every way, shape, and form that you can while it's slow, because there's going to be so much opportunity and so many deals to do down the line. So we got to stay in business and keep getting after it, keep learning, keep leveling up our skills, and keep getting better, so that way when these opportunities arise, we can capitalize on them. So now let's talk about the tips of what you can do to be successful in this market. How are you going to stay a successful wholesaler in this declining real estate market as we're heading into a recession? What you need to do is you need to go after very motivated sellers. You need to target very motivated data. So I'm talking pre-foreclosures, death, probate, divorce. These are lists that you are going to want to target. These are lists that you can get from PropStream. If you want a 7-day free trial of PropStream, there's a link in the description. You're able to pull these lists from PropStream and market to them. You're going to want to market to very motivated data because, like I said, there's no reason for sellers to really sell if it's going to cost them more in their new property. So we need to go after people that really have motivation. If that motivation isn't there, they're just not going to want to sell. So we have to find that motivation. So target very niche, motivated data. So once you start targeting that more motivated, more niche data, you should have more success and start seeing better results. Another thing that's working right now is getting belly to belly with these sellers. Door knocking, right? Going on appointments and being able to be, face to face with them and actually explain to them what's going on in the market, why their property is not worth what they're asking for it, so that way you can bring them down to a more reasonable price and make a deal work. So getting belly to belly with these sellers in person is super important. And if you door knock the pre-foreclosures, door knock the foreclosures, door knock the divorce, door knock the death, door knock these lists, because they're very motivated data. And if you get face-to-face with them, you might be able to work something out. So yes, in the past, we've been able to, stay at our desk and get deals, but we might have to, take it up a notch, get face-to-face with the sellers and really get after it, pushing the needle forward so that way we can find success, find results, and do deals. So there's some advice for you as far as chasing after these deals and what you should do. And the main thing is you need to find that motivation. Now let's talk about some tips for dispositions, selling your deals in this market. Like I said, it's just as hard to lock up deals right now as it is to sell them. So you're going to need to do a few things in order to have success on the disposition side of things. You need to get as many eyes on your property as possible. Now this means, getting it in front of as many people as possible. So I want you to utilize all channels. I want you to utilize your cash buyers list that you've been building. I want you to utilize real estate Facebook groups to put your deal out there. There's a site called myhousedeals.com. You can post your deal there. You can also work with other people. I have access to 4.2 million buyers with Investor Lift, and I have big buyers lists that I've built up over the years. You can work with me and my team to help you get your deal in front of as many people as possible. We'll send your deal out to our cash buyers list and get your deal in front of as many eyes as possible. All you have to do is submit your deal at jacobblank.com/dispo, and we will help you out. Me and my team personally will help you sell your deals. So that's a good strategy. Partnering with other companies that have big buyers lists, that have been in the game for a long time, that have been in this business for years. Partnering with them to help you sell your deals is a very good strategy in this market, just because you need to get it out to as many people as possible. Now, another good strategy is you can get Investor Lift yourself. Investor Lift is a software that gives you access to 4.2 million buyers. It also lets you look in the surrounding area of your property for people that have done flips recently, what they bought their property for and what they sold it for and how much they paid. So that way you can target these exact flippers in the surrounding area and try to call them up and have them buy your deal. So using Investor Lift in this market in order to try to sell your deals is very beneficial. There's tons of tools and resources on Investor Lift to help you maximize and sell these deals in this current market. So make sure you go down below to the description and check out the Investor Lift link in the description and use the coupon code to get a discount, because Investor Lift is a tool that you're going to want to have in this market. So for dispositions, that's my advice to you. Get in front of as many eyes as possible. You know, another good strategy too for dispositions is, if possible, if your contract says it, if you're allowed to market the property on the MLS, if your contract gives you the right to market the property on the MLS, get a realtor to throw that property up on the market and do a novation. Try to novate the deal. And what I like to call this is a hybrid novation. A full novation is when you get attorney in fact or power of attorney from the seller, but you don't necessarily need that. You'll only need that if you're trying to accept a loan from a buyer, like an FHA, VA, or conventional loan. And the lender might want you to have an attorney in fact in order to give that loan. But you can still find cash buyers on the market by doing a hybrid novation. A hybrid novation is just when you have that marketing term in your contract where it allows you to market the property on the MLS, but you don't get that attorney in fact or the power of attorney. You're just able and you have the right to market it. So do that. Throw that property on the market. Start doing novations and hybrid novations and start trying to disposition these properties through the market using a realtor. These are my tips for dispositions right now, and I hope that they help you achieve more success when it comes to selling your property. So there you go. That pretty much wraps it up for this video. We started with some information on the current market, what we're currently seeing and what we're going through. We then covered the difficulties on picking up properties and locking them up and what you can do to have more success with finding deals. And then we covered how to have more success with selling them. So I hope this video covered all your questions of what to do in this current market. I hope it was helpful. If it was, make sure to hit the like button. Also, go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.